preliminary results of the mass killings in Syria have been summarized. There, as it turned out, it was done in various ways. About 4,000 people were killed. Nevertheless, the head of Syria, the charming Ahmed al-Hara, was invited to Brussels on March 17th, invited to engage in humanitarian rhetoric. At yet another peace-loving EU Congress. It's all amusing, but it's all understandable, because in reality, everyone understands everything. And the Syrian massacre is just a part of life. It can't be any other way. It's a delicate reminder to fans of dictatorships, strong knee, hands, and national unity part of how such regimes end. The torn bodies of activists, their families, and anyone involved with the regime are an inevitable still life of the finale of all these national leaders in fascism. Well, it's a sin to step away. It's worth remembering that the same Assad was devilishly buttoned up. In elections, he garnered his 87%. Out of Syria's 25 million population, at least 5 million were his devoted fans. And as it always happens, and it is inevitable, the regime's activists undoubtedly took advantage of their position and abused it. And there in Syria, they also had their own united Russia. This is the Ba'ath Party. They had their own national liberation movement, their own KGB agents, guards, judges, their own Skobivas, their own executioner generals who strangled at least 300,000 opponents in prisons. Assad. But it wasn't aliens who were involved. The infamous press in the Sednaya prison, the press that crushed dissenters alive in the prison's basements. Not aliens. Speechless, judges handed down absurd sentences, or from fighter jets. They sprayed chemical weapons over cities where the dictators were not sufficiently revered. In other words, everything was as it is with people, as it should be under a dictatorship. And being favored by the authorities, of course it dazzled. It made the Assad supporters arrogant with all the ensuing consequences. All of this happened. And freezing. In horror at the terrifying videos and photos of the March atrocities, one must soberly understand that nothing else. Any Reichs do not end. Are you going to tell me about North Korea again? Wait, there will be an explosion there too. Well, probably the people shot and tortured in Latakia are the most defenseless of all. And perhaps in essence, they are not particularly guilty of anything vile. But the inevitability of such corpse-filled and execution landscapes is a feature of all collapsed dictatorships. It cannot be otherwise. Because these people who acted lawlessly and came to those who acted lawlessly against them, because any lawlessness automatically allows for humiliation. And it's not a fact that humiliations are forgotten.